Welcome back to Tracks. We are currently on What Matters, and today we are talking about International Women's Day Celebration 2024, which is in a couple of days. And to speak about that, in studio today we have Franzeene Nadia, who's the Assistant Director, Strategic Collaboration Division with the Department of Women Development. Welcome to the studio, Franzeene. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
All right. So I heard from a little birdie. She's a friend of yours. She said you're very interesting to speak to. That birdie's name is Mala. Our morning show DJ.
Yes.
All right. So today we want to talk about International Women's Day Celebration 2024, which is celebrated March 8th worldwide. Can you brief us about the objective of this celebration?
Okay. Usually international days are occasions to educate the public on issues of concern, mobilize government agendas, address global problems, celebrate and reinforce achievements on humanity. So the movement on women's rights actually predates to the establishment of the United Nations, but the UN has officially fixed the date since the 1970s. So if we want to see in the context of Malaysia, like the first Women's Day celebration was held in the year of 1962. It was organized by the National Council of Women Organisation, mainly to focus on integrating women into the national mainstream as equal partners in the development of the nation. So we actually just we just embraced that date as March of 8 as one of the most important days to celebrate women's achievement and educate and raise awareness about gender equality and call for a positive change in advancing women in the world. So we are aware that women are more versatile and we are able to take up like multiple roles like juggling work, home, kids, parents, relatives, and school, but we still do see some form of discrimination towards women, and this is something that the ministry do not take very lightly. So every year we make it a point to bring as much awareness to the public through this International Women's Day celebration with special themes to emphasize on the importance of recognizing the roles and contribution of women in our society. So the ministry actually uses International Women's Day celebrations as a platform to recognize and appreciate the roles played by women, to enable all parties to join in the effort to empower women and to disseminate information and knowledge about participation opportunities in various fields, universal issues, current challenges. So we do talks and all that, especially with regards to women.
So yes, I mean the name says it all. It's a Women's Day celebration, and it has been going on since 1962. And wow, it's going to be fun because there's a lot of programs right here, even at our very own station that we are currently will be doing. We'll be putting out PSAs. We'll be doing out jingles and all of that for in line with Women's Day celebration. And you also mentioned the theme, and it's always changing. This year, the theme is Wanita di Julang Negara Gemilang. What led to the selection of this theme, Franzeene?
Okay, so Wanita di Julang Negara Gemilang. So if we were to do like a direct translation to it, it will be uplifting women for a glorious nation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know that women, we have come a long way breaking away from stereotypical situations, and we are more advanced in various sectors of the economy. And today we see that we have a lot of women pilots, we have women in the army, we even have women welders in the oil and gas industry, and many other more, you know. So having said that, we still do believe that women, we do more, we can do more and contribute to the country if we are given more leadership opportunities to contribute to the country's development. So, Wanita di Julang Negara Gemilang has been chosen as the theme for our International Women's Day celebration this year, basically to emphasize the importance of creating a culture of inclusiveness and gender equality at all levels, as an effort to promote women's involvement in the country, because we believe that the role of women at the moment is comparable to that of men.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, the theme also emphasizes on the role and contributions of women, who we also believe are the main pillars in social development among the society. So, women, we do play multiple roles in various aspects, such as being mothers, family leaders, community leaders, professional community mobilizers, and global leaders as well. So, I think Malaysia has become like a well-renowned country due to its significant contributions of women in various sectors. So this is something we really want to highlight this year.
Absolutely. I mean, ever since the Industrial Revolution started, I think also the role of women in multiple different fields have become very different. Like, for instance, if we take Marie Curie, the field of physics, the rhodium ladies who were very instrumental in terms of the World War One. I think women can do just as much as men, and I think gender shouldn't be a divide at all. The gender itself shouldn't be the question.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So, of course, as it is a celebration, let's talk about the celebration and some of its highlights. What are some of the highlights of the International Women's Day 2024 celebration, Franzeene?
Okay, so we actually kick-started our International Women's Day celebrations by organizing mini events at respective states, because we do have our state offices throughout the states except for Sabah and Sarawak. We usually organize various programs according to the 4 pillars of our Department of Women Development. So programs are basically to highlight our initiatives that we have, to promote programs like wellness, positivity, resilience, anti-sexual harassment act campaigns. We also do programs on women leadership, upskilling, and economic empowerment programs. Also, YB Dato Sri Haja Nancy Shukri, the Minister of KPWKM, she launched the logo and the theme for International Women's Day this year on 14th of February. Yes, so thereafter we had 2 mini celebrations. We had one on the 5th of February in Laman Wanita Melaka, and also another one on the 19th of February in Laman Wanita Kelantan. So this year we are actually focusing our programs on bringing awareness towards increasing participation of women at decision-making levels. So at board of directors and all that. And we also look into zero tolerance of violence against women, increasing women's participation in economic activities, and also improving the environment to ensure women's well-being are actually kept safe. So apart from that, I think this year we are doing a lot of programs. So on the 7th of March, we will be having a forum on Islamic affairs, jointly organized together with JAKIM. And the topic of discussion will also focus on uplifting women. But it will be from a religious point of view. So hopefully it will provide a better understanding of why we chose the theme this year. And then coming to 8th March, which is D-Day, So the International Women's Day celebration will be held at Sunway Pyramid Convention Center this year. It will start as early as 8 a.m. and it will go on until 10 p.m. at night lah. So we will be having various talks, forums, sessions, and we will cover topics on anti-sexual harassment, elimination of violence against women, awareness on mental health. So that will be happening throughout the whole day. And we also will be having a lot of booths from government agencies, private companies, insurance, banks, NGOs, all of which will be present there to promote what are the initiatives, promos, packages that they have, especially for women lah. So we can actually come to Sunway Pyramid Convention Center and just have a look. And we will also be having booths selling apparels, makeup, F&B, etc., etc. So it's open to public and people can come on that day.
So it's free for all.
Yes, it's open for all, and we also request that you dress up in purple.
Oh, purple.
Yes.
That's the theme color this year.
Yes, that's the theme color.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be a fun day on the 8th. It's going to be at the Sunway Pyramid Convention Center.
Yes.
And for those who are going, please dress up in purple.
Purple, yes.
Shiny purple. Right. Well, anyways, we're going to be taking a short break, Franzeene. We're going to be listening to a song. Once we come back, there is more to talk about, including some of the content as well as some of the efforts that KPWKM has already put up and will be putting up soon. And that's all happening right now. And let's get some music going. We are going to be back in a bit. Women's Day Celebration 2024 taking the center seat with our guest, Franzeene Nadia, who is the Assistant Director of the Strategic Collaboration Division, Department of Women Development. Now, of course, early on we touched about some of the programs that have been going on and will go on. And there were also various programs lined up from 5th February 2024 until the 9th of March 2024, which is 3 days from today. How has the response from the public been so far?
Well, since the year of 2022, the ministry has actively enforced that the International Women's Day is to be celebrated officially at the federal and also the state levels and at all levels. So the celebration is actually more visible this year due to our active publicity and promotions. And I must thank our corporate comm for their efforts as well. In fact, both our ministers, they have also been invited to a few programs organized by various organizations, private companies, in conjunction with International Women's Day. Well, just to name a few, will be programs done by Malaysian Bar Council, GRAB, TNB, and also Nicole David organization. So we are actually glad that more and more people are embracing the ministry's call and motion to celebrate International Women's Day at all levels. I think the response has been very great this year, so we are expecting at least more than 1,000 people on the 8th of March at Sunway Convention Centre. So we're really looking forward to that.
All right, it's going to be a fun time for all of you. Now, of course, let's talk about some of the efforts that KPWKM has done and will do in line with the women's agenda right here in Malaysia.
Well, I think the journey to lift the women's agenda in Malaysia, we still have a long way to go. There are lots of twists and turns to it, but if you were to refer to statistics, 56.7 women actually obtain tertiary education. So I think that's a good number, which means we have more women than men completing their studies. But unfortunately, the success that women achieve in higher education does not translate to the employment sector. So, well, if as of June 2023, the female labour participation rate stood at 56.3%. I mean, apart from education sector, so women are not really seen as massively involved in the workforce. So roughly around the age of 23 to 25 years of age, we see women will actually graduate and then they get into the workforce and then they start building their career from there. So, but at the same time, generally, women will also get married, have children, start a family and all. And then we will see that there's a bell curve there. And on the graph that we will see by the age of 35, we will notice like a decrease on women's participation in the workforce. So which means that there is a pattern of women leaving the workforce after an average of 10 years of working years. And this happens mostly because like the nurturing side of the woman is always dominant. And we want to prioritize providing care to our children, parents, and our relatives and such. So women are actually like unable to cope between work and home, perhaps because the surrounding environment we live in do not accommodate as much to support the women to have like a work-life balance. So if we were to reflect back on the Madani economy, empowering the people, which was announced by the Honourable Prime Minister last year, outlines that one of the 7 benchmarks for us to achieve under it is achieving a female labour force participation rate at 60% within the next 10 years. So it seems like we are almost there, but it's a tough journey actually to achieve. Like we have like a balanced 3.7% to achieve. And this is something that I think the ministry, we cannot do it alone. So efforts to empower women and gender equality should actually involve all parties throughout the community, empowering advocacy programs, social supports, income generation, and to create like a more conducive environment. These are the things that should be given much attention to support the government's efforts to achieve this 60% target within the next 10 years. So I think to demonstrate like the seriousness of the unity government on this matter, and showing that the government support to women to remain in the job market through Budget 2024. I think the PM has announced several initiatives. well, just to name a few, like we've increased income tax exemption for childcare allowances, extend tax incentive for women. There is also a continuation of housewife security schemes, and also extending the EPF fund contribution to the husband as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these are a few initiatives, and well, with all these initiatives, so we hope that it will provide like a strong spirit, and as an encouragement to Malaysian women to stay into the workforce.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that is some of the efforts that KPWKM has done and will be doing in line with Women's Agenda. Wish you all the best with all of that. And of course, hitting the 60% target soon enough in a couple of years. And what we're going to do right now is going to be taking another short break. And once we come back, there is more to talk about International Women's Day Celebration 2024. Good morning and welcome back to Tracks. We are talking about International Women's Day Celebration 2024 with our guest, Franzeene Nadia, and she's the Assistant Director with the Strategic Collaboration Division, Department of Women Development, right here on your favorite station, TRAXXfm. And Franzeene, are there any aspirations or advice that you would like to share with all the listeners, especially women out there?
Well, there's a saying called the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Yes, it does.
So, well, basically, women, we are not only swinging the cradle, but we also have great careers and contribute at various levels. So, several studies have shown that women's participation can contribute better in any organization. and including injecting diversity into decision-making processes and ensure that women's needs are actually taken into account. Well, sometimes we always face challenges, we face pressures in our lives, and a woman's success can positively be impacted by these pressures in certain circumstances. And sometimes the pressure that we receive actually cause women to move to a higher level, to a better position. But not all pressures are positive. So, and there are times where we receive pressure continuously at an extreme level, and it affects women's mental health and our lifestyle and our career. So I believe that women, we must be strong. We have to strengthen ourselves and our resilience, our knowledge, our patience during the difficult times. And mental health, I think the balance is very important for women because it affects our self-potential, our behavior, our independence. There's also another quote by Elizabeth Cady Stanton. The best protection any woman can have is courage. So she was actually an early fighter of women's rights, and I think she has made it very clear that women must face every challenge and know and understand our rights legally. So, well, basically the society, they're always looking up at women because in addition to being a wife and a mother in a family situation, at the same time, we also help to play like important roles in developing the country and in the society. So, we always have to prioritize ourselves, our mental health, our appearance, and make sure that we always look good. Well, the agenda of empowering women at various levels should not be an expression that is often or fought for only by the government and community activists. So this agenda is actually a responsibility of everyone, basically, to empower women and girls to achieve their potential as individuals, leaders, contributors to the economy, family, community, and also the country. So basically the presence of women, we are not dominating, but we are complementing the agenda as well.
It's an equilibrium. That's the word we're looking for.
Yes, equilibrium, right? Correct.
So,
well, I think I just want to say to the ladies to just go all out on the 8th of March and dress up in purple and keep empowering each other.
All right. Very well said. And before we end, anything else you would like to add for our listeners?
Well, I think on the 8th of March, what we can do is we can dress up, we can post pictures on our social media, and I would like to encourage everyone to tag us on Instagram, JP Wanita, hashtag Wanita di Julang Negara Gemilang, hashtag SHWA24, which is Sambutan Hari Wanita 2024. That's the shorter version of it, and also hashtag Count Her In.
All right. There's a lot of hashtags, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be there on that day as well. So wishing you the best with your celebration on the 8th of March 2024. That's literally 2 days from now at the Sunway Convention Center. Have a great time, and we wish you all the best, and especially with all of the movements that you're putting forward, wishing you all the best with all of that. Thank you so much, Franzeene.
Thank you.
All right, and it's now time for more music to come your way. We just spoke about International Women's Day Celebration 2024. We will be right back.